Hi, this is Ron Juckett from PopFlyBoys.com. We're going to do something a little different today with our weekly So You Want to Be a Sports Writer series. Instead of talking or specifically writing about a topic, we're going to talk about new media and how you, as an aspiring writer, play a role in it. And obviously, the first thing that we're doing is going to talk about video. The big difference between our generation of writers and my parents' generation of writers, who basically wrote for newspapers, or if they were lucky for magazines, was that all you had to worry about was the written word. You sat at your computer or your typewriter and you banged out a column, and then all of a sudden you were done. You made your essay like we've talked about before, and you defended your essay and you published it. This day and age, it's a whole new ballgame. You got to be able to be good at doing this sort of thing, which is the video, and along with podcasting, you got to make yourself out there. It's your responsibility to make you, whoever you are, the brand, and why you are the expert at whatever it is you decide to cover. If if your thing is the local high school sports, that's perfect because you could take, a portable computer like this or your cell phone and you shoot some video and you interview some players after the game, and you edit it on a basic editing system and you make people happy and you get some interest that way to do it. If you want to focus more on national type things like this, then yeah, you got to get used to looking at your face. You got to get used to staring at the webcam dot by the light and just talking for 2 or 3 minutes about nothing in particular while your cat or dog thinks you're nuts for talking to yourself. That's what happens. You get used to doing that. You get used to being able to improvise on the fly off the cuff like this, and you get good at it. And if you get good at it, then people are going to want you on their shows, whether it's a podcast like we do at Pop Fly Boys, which the four of us get together and talk sports for an hour and a half a week, or something like, your local ESPN or Fox Sports radio station, the local show that says, okay, here is Ron Juckett, and he's going to talk about the Red Sox or the New York Giants or whatever we're going to talk about for 5 or 10 minutes for golf, and you go through and do that. And the way you do that is to practice. And so every once in a while, it really is important to sit there and just do this. Sit there and stare into a webcam or whatever, or hold the cell phone camera up to your face, and just talk. Whatever it is you want to talk about sports-wise, obviously it should be related to what you are covering in a blog or whatever, and get used to the sound of your own voice, because you're not going to like it because you haven't really heard it before, and used to the fact of what you look like on camera, because that's what other people are going to see, and you're going to be judged on that and how well you can do on the fly. Sometimes it's helpful to have, if you're doing something like this, some written notes on the side, but you really don't want to lose eye contact with the camera. If I'm down like this looking at my notes, it's going to be pretty obvious that I'm not paying attention to what I want you, the viewer, to see. So you got to look up like this. Go through in your head or write down on a clipboard, on a piece of paper on a clipboard, what it is exactly you want to talk about. And make sure that you're comfortable enough when you do it, when you hit the record button, to actually do that. Because, it's the same as writing. We're having a one-way conversation, except in this specific case, we're breaking the fourth wall, and I'm actually talking to you as opposed to having a written, 5, 6, 700 word conversation like we normally do. If you get used to this, if you feel comfortable with staring at just a light on a camera, and talking about whatever it is you want to talk about, it's going to get you ahead, because new media, all this internet media, is one-man band stuff. You got to be able to create media on the fly as well as write, select your own pictures, and do it, because that's, if you're going to do this for a job, that's what they're going to be looking for. They're going to want to hire people not only who are necessarily good at writing, but also being able to edit on the fly and produce. It's now a production thing. It's good for long-form journalism as a whole, because you want to focus on your strength. Maybe writing isn't your strength. Maybe improvising like this is your strength. But anyway, this is a skill you want to have, and the quicker you become more comfortable with it, you have another marketable skill, and you're going to be taken a little more seriously by others. As always, check Pop Fly Boys out, the best in mix of sports and pop culture for new stuff all the time. And we'll be doing some more of these, so you want to be a sports writer videos via video as well as long as the written stuff. But thanks for reading and thanks for all your support.